Welcome back to Workshop Friend and part 8 of making a radius turning tool for a lathe. Well, if you were expecting this to be the final episode, I'm sorry that it's not. We need at least one more. There was just too much work to do. So in part 7 we basically completed the tangential tool holder apart from radiusing the ends, and also just profiling that area there for clearance from the work. Now this tangential tool holder will go into a dovetailed slot that needs to be milled into the top here. Of course, this tool holder, the alternative tool holder, will be removed. Now, the design calls for a dovetail on one side and then a keep plate on the other side, which locks the dovetail in position. And what I'm going to work on first is that keep plate. What I plan to do is to bring this to the correct width and then clamp that on the table, remove material from both sides to eliminate distortion, and then finish off the profile, but use the two ends for work holding. The milling in the base will wait till afterwards because we can use the tangential tool holder as a guide to getting the final size between here and here for the keep plate to come in parallel. Hopefully this will all become clearer when you see me fit this to the slot. The work is just bolted down to the table, but what's going to be important here is that I remove material from both sides. So after a while, when I turn it over, we'll have a gap underneath here, but I'll be clamping on the ends here. And I've got plenty of room in between to complete the operations, and then these ends will be cut off. You can see actually that the work is slightly bowed. Really, I should have taken material off both sides as roughing cuts and then finishing cuts. But the thing is that I'm actually only going to take this central portion, so I think that's fine. Basically, it's from here to here. That's about half a thou of outer straightness, so I think that's fine. So I've got to remove 86 thou, so that's 43 thou from each side, which works out at 1.09 millimeters. So I'll be raising the table 1.09 millimeters on this side, and then we'll turn it over and do the other side. Okay, we need to take 42 thou or 1.07 millimeters of this surface to get 100 thou thickness. Okay, we've got the 100 thou thickness now, so yeah, what's that? That's 2.5 millimeters. So what we're going to do now is machine this little land that the clamping plate sits on, and that's 38 thou wide, or just 1 millimeter, and we've got to remove 15 thou from this face, which is something just under half a millimeter. I've deburred the work, checked the width, and I'm picking up the rear edge now, and then we can move across the required amount. So we need to move the table across 9.09 millimeters. 9.09 and lock the table. Okay, I put layout blue on here, not because I'm going to use that for marking out the positions of the holes, but just as a guide, a second reference, so that I'm less likely to make a mistake. I've deburred the back edge, so I've just got this 3/16 silver steel rod in here, which I keep for jobs like this, for touching off. You know, I don't have a DRO, but I find I manage quite well like this for the jobs that I do, at least for the time being. There we are. Right, so I'll use the first line, scribe line, to position the first hole, and the others I will use the machine dials to position those. Okay, we need to bring the table over 6.09 millimeters, which is about 0.24 inches. 5, 6.09. It's time to mill the 30-degree angle. The land's in this direction and it's upside down, which is correct. I just set it up approximately with the square, but I'm not going to rely on that. I'm going to also use the clock just to get it as square as I can get it. I'm going to be very careful with my table. Oh, I hope this is going to clear the clamping bolts. If there's a problem, I might have to reverse them, put them the other way. I think we might get away with that. Well, the pressure plate or clamping plate is almost complete. A couple of operations left. The first is the 1/4 inch radius on the end here. That has to be profiled. And the other is the larger radius on this end, which matches the edge of the table. Now I'll machine that at the same time as the same radius on the end of the tangential tool holder. I wasn't entirely happy with this clamping plate, and I tried to argue myself into accepting it, but this undercut here was annoying. It would have reduced the efficiency of the clamping. I'm not sure if it would have made it unviable, but no, there we are. I wasn't entirely happy. Also, the spacing of these holes wasn't actually equal. So yesterday afternoon I made a replacement, which is 2-dimension. I'm entirely happy with that. Of course, it was much quicker making this second time round, mostly of course because I didn't have to film it. Anyway, we've got 2 now, so I'll use the first one probably for setting up to mill the radius on the end, and then get that right and then do it on the real one. Before we get to that, however, we've got to work on the table, and we've got to mill out this profile. So I'm going to mark that out first using layout blue, so that I have a guide to work to. Again, I'm marking out what I'm going to mill, because at this stage of the game I really don't want to make a mistake. Now I've set the axis of the table square with the surface plate. I think I'm not going to clamp that. I think I'm just going to hold it. It's too complicated to clamp it. I've just realized there's one line missing, so just set this up again. So the first thing, of course, is to ensure that the work is square with the table. That's done. Now I put 2 clamps on the rear here, and the reason for that is so that it leaves me space to measure with a micrometer over a pin to get the dovetail in the exact position. Now the scribe lines are just there as a rough guide, so I'm going to come in with a 1/2 inch cutter, 12,7, and come up close to the scribe lines, and then check that dimension with a micrometer, finish that, and then after all of that I'm going to come in with a dovetail cutter and cut the dovetail on this side. Of course this side doesn't have one. Now there's a radius in here, and that radius is the radius of the 1/2 inch cutter, and also radii in these corners here. Okay, I'm swapping this over now for a dovetail cutter, and I have to change the collet. So I've got a 30-degree dovetail cutter. It's a new one in fact, so it'll cut nicely. We've got to very carefully position this at the bottom of the slot, and without taking any more off the depth, and then traverse it until we get the correct position of the taper. so I don't want to cut into the end here, so I've set my length of traverse. So I put the tool holder into the partially formed dovetail and also the keep plate, and I notice that the keep plate isn't too far off horizontal, so we're not too far away from the final width. Now there's another dimension which we can use to check this. So according to the drawing, I've got a 1/16 inch diameter drill in the dovetail there, and measuring over the drill to the edge we should have 0.857. We can keep an eye both on this and how the keep plate seats. So just to remind you, the keep plate has a land there, you can see it, and the idea is that that land keeps the bottom of the plate away from the base, so that when it's horizontal it will be seated just on that land and against the dovetail, and of course with the back edge against the edge of the table. So that wedging action is what will hold the tool holder in place. So I'm looking for this to be horizontal, not cocked up like that, not down like that, so it bottoms out, but just horizontal. And then when we've achieved that, we know that we've got the final size. So we're looking for 0.857. We've got 0.862. So we're very close. I'm going to go very easy now. There's one other thing that I've noticed. I'm not sure if it will show up on here, but the dovetail is cutting a little bit high and it's left a little bit of a land there. So I'm going to come down just until I touch the table. Okay, we're going to take another 0.03 of an inch off that. That will bring that to size, and then anything extra will be taken off this face here. So that should be 100 thou. And then if we check the edge of the keep plate up on the dovetail there, we'll see how much higher than the surface it is. So that's about 10 thou higher. So we need to, this now be on size. So what we've got to do now is take material off this edge here. So we've got to take material off this edge here now to bring that flat. So I think I've succeeded in getting the dovetail in the correct position and the correct fit between the keep plate and the tangential tool holder. Of course this isn't going to fit properly yet because that needs to be radius. That will go right up snug with that radius, and then this outer edge will be profiled. That will have to wait till next video. Thanks for joining me. I do hope you'll join me next time.